The holding tank, kind of like we feel the holding tank of our hearts with love when we're with each other, magnifying prayers and songs and blessings. And this fills our holding tank up, giving us enough to last and go and get through the darker, deeper, more treacherous trench town parts of the earth and the cosmos, where we be rolling and rowing our boat gently with boldness and logical aggression. Logical. This is all logical, y'all. That's what's so cool about ice water therapy and breathing. It's logical. Don't want to freeze? Hike your breathing up. Best start breathing, sons and daughters. If you want to not freeze, if you want to be beyond freezing, just breathe. 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 Breathe with me. Breathe while we're riders on the storm. Breathe. Whenever I'm in the house, I start breathing again more deeply, because that's when we're subject to stop breathing, because we're all warm and we don't think we're beyond thinking that it's necessary anymore to breathe deeply, because we're all good and comfortable. And that's just when the colds and the infections become undormant and come back to life. Because with the warmth and our breathing slowing down, the infections and the colds and the germs and the psychological infections and the spiritual germs are able to start flowing again, because our cells become inactive in communicating. And so then little Johnny 5 cell over here, he's getting weak, and because he's not communicating with Johnny 6 cell over here, then Johnny 5 is beyond getting any assistance from Johnny 6, because the communication has slowed down due to the slowing down of our oxygen intake, okay? Of our oxygen take in. And so this is why we want to get more air and breathe more deeply. You know, some will say, and it's true, that we want to be able to learn how to slow our breathing. Yet in order to slow our breathing, we must know how to be able to be getting more oxygen and more air in there. And then it's slowing. It's slowing on its release, so that it's sitting there longer for the oxygen to be took from the brain, from the air. And so if we're beyond getting enough air into our head through our lungs, then slowing our breathing is doing nothing but killing us and causing our cells to become dormant to where they're beyond communicating. And now, communication breakdown. We know the pieces fit because we watched them fall away. And this is where the logical progression, the aggression, the manifestation of the knowledge in us that's infinite and abundant and always been here since the beginning of time, which has always been happening for eternity. And it's through logical progression, and it happens when we start. Breathe with me. And relax as you breathe out. Let it be comfortable to the point that you can talk while you're breathing out. That you're beyond being able to talk while you breathe in because you're putting enough effort into it that you're investing all of the energy and ability that you have to multitask into one task, and it's breathing in. And then you can sit there for a moment and burst back in. Battery is low on the phone device, so at any given moment it could go out on us, and just know that this is what's happening. Everything is okay and the water is still flowing. We keep breathing together. This is what got me just watching these two guys breathe. 6 days ago. Getting the chest up more, getting out of the abdominal area so that the stomach can become as flat as it is able and the chest can be poking out. Which probably happens naturally when we just start following the step of breathing in. Allow oneself to breathe out as fast as possible if it feels better. And I never stop this anymore. When I'm standing up peeing, I'm breathing in as deep as possible. And sometimes missing the toilet because I'm focusing more on breathing in. But just for a couple drops, ladies. I clean it up afterwards. Promise. Okay, I'm just kidding. Maybe I'm beyond cleaning it up sometimes. And that's being impeccable with our word, so that we can continue on the path of logical progression, which requires, in many cases, if possibly all cases, which is what we believe, yet because we're beyond knowing if that's impeccable, we allow a correction for loophole, because this is the formula for impeccability with our word. When we're beyond filling in the heart space that we know, with all knowingness, 100%, without a doubt, then we step back and make correction. It's the times when we know in our heart and feel with all knowingness with 100% that we have tapped into an impeccable, all-knowing reality and knowledge that is relative and current in our life. Maybe beyond being current in someone else's life, but in our life. And this is what's necessary for us to know ourselves and tap into our most high, all-knowing power and the magical moments where we feel magical more, and we start manifesting and generating and being the leader of the magical moments in our life, because we're being impeccable, we're being flawless. The moment that we see something that's beyond flawless, we do our best to correct it. The moment that we have a thought occur, which one day you will all learn why you hear me leaving off prefixes of words like sieve and cur, occur, cur. It's for another day and another talk. This is part of us being impeccable with our word and doing what we know to be the best way and most correct and accurate communication language. And so it is. I'm imagining that we still got one.